Hey everybody, it's Jackie. Welcome back to my channel. Well, today I have a problem. I've been thinking about the Natasha Denona bronze palette ever since I found out it was releasing at midnight last night. And I don't know what to do. I know I probably don't need it. I know I probably can dupe it, and I still want it. I like the $65 price point and the size of those palettes. I'm a big Natasha Denona fan, and I just don't know what to do. So I was looking at my Natasha Denona. I was like, do I have these colors? Can I use what I have and try to pass on it? And when I did that, I kept pulling out more and more neutral palettes to where I answered my own questions. No, I don't need it, but when all is said and done, I still want it. So I guess that is the sickness or my makeup disease. But so I wanted to just, what do you guys think? I need help. I need opinions. Should I buy it or should I not? It's not a question of do I need it. I don't know. What are you guys doing with it? Okay, so look. So the first thing I did was I'm like, surely I have these. Let me read you the description real quick. Okay. Well, it's a mixture of matte, duochrome, metallic, and shimmer. True copper is a warm copper. Suntan, a warm medium brown matte. Sundown, a medium light yellow brown matte. Deep Dive is a deep brown eggplant matte. Rhodium is a medium warm purple with silver reflect. Magma, a medium dark umber matte. High Degree is a red copper. Alloy is a vibrant bronze with golden reflect. Ridge is a medium warm mustard. True Bronze is a foil bronze. Gloaming, I've never heard that word before, is a burnt umber with a light bronze reflect. Palladium is a warm pinkish taupe. Bliss is a red pink with golden green reflex, so that must be the duochrome. Silk is a foiled rich champagne, and Beach is a warm nude. So I've got a picture on my iPad, and I'm trying to look at this, and I'm trying to dupe it, and so, I mean, so here it is, and I don't know if the picture's light or what, but it really looks a lot like the Sunset palette. So I actually used the Sunset palette today on my eyes, and I came out with an orange look, and so it seems like the Sunset palette has a lot of these shades. And again, I'm holding up my tablet, which is a terrible thing to do because this looks really washed out. But anyways, so the Sunset palette definitely has got some oranges. Well, the palette, from what I can tell from looking at this only has like one peach shade. This is mostly a reddish brown with a couple purples in there, but it's like a warm, anyways. So in the Sunset palette, I see this really pretty kind of a bronzy shade that I think would be very similar. Here's another shade up here, and of course this kind of gold shimmer. So, and it does have, I think that's probably about it for this palette. This is almost kind of looks like beach, this nude here, but the Sunset palette does have a lot of good bronzy tones in it. So yeah, I don't know, this is tough. So then even I looked at Metropolis, and look at Metropolis, you really have got some gorgeous, that is a really foiled kind of a bronzy shade. Then you have this bronzy foiled shade right here. This, I mean, and you've got browns. So this looks like a really, there's quite a few bronzy shades in Metropolis. And the one thing about the bronze palette that I notice is that the nude beach shade, this shade down here in the corner, is the lightest matte in the palette, so you don't really have a brow bone highlight at all. You've got transitions, and you've got some really pretty reddish browns, and then this real dark plum purple, and this kind of, this purple almost looks like a grayish purple, the rhodium, but, and then this pink palladium, I believe is the name of that one. It almost looks like that is out of the Love palette. So anyways, okay, let's just keep going. So then I looked at the Sunrise palette, and it is, the pans are out of order because this one actually fell off my counter, but look at this really pretty bronzy shade here, and then here you've got a pink that's kind of like that shade on the bottom, and then this one down here almost looks like a duochrome. I believe it is, the way it's duochrome in the pan here. And then you've got a really pretty, that actually looks like the very first shade, the True Copper, because it's an orangey copper, and so that shade looks very close. And then up here you've got a real pretty true bronze shade as well, kind of a bronze, because there's true bronze and there's true copper, and this does look like a copper to me, and this does look like a bronze. So you've got some shades, and then it's even got the deep red matte, kind of like the magma color. So there are some similar shades in this palette as well. And then this top, the peachy, this peachy shade, I don't think I held them up together, but again, this picture, let me see if I've got another. Trendmood, her Instagram page. Okay, so here's Trendmood's swatches of it, and here it looks a lot like the Sunset palette. But yeah, credit for Miss Trendmood there. One of my favorite black creators. I love her. She knows before anybody. But so there you have the similarities there. Man, I just love Natasha Denona though, and for 65 bucks it's such a steal, and it's so hard, and I've almost all day I've pulled the trigger so many times it's like ridiculous. And then of course there's the green brown palette, and I'm like, of course you've got all of the browns and golds and bronzes, and that's all that this palette is, and the darker tones are on this side of the palette. So, but this is nice because then you do have, so there's your mattes, and you do have brow bone shades, and then all of these deep rich on this end of the palette totally look like they could be, maybe these shades, I better check the names. But that end, oh, it just flipped around. Doesn't that look like that bottom half of the palette? It does to me. I'm so conflicted. I'm such a, I don't know, makeup hoarder. And then you have the Natasha Denona 5-pan Camel palette, which also has got just beautiful shades of warm brown. There's no reddish, but you do have a lighter brow bone. And it was funny that there's not a light shade in the palette. I mean, I know it's a suntan, you're having a suntan, but you really, that beach is the lightest shade. And then even I looked at the cranberry palette. The cranberry palette has a lot of these shades because you've got the red, you've got the pink, and then you've got the deep plum brown, and then you've got the copper. So even the cranberry palette is very, very similar. So I'm gonna do this with a split screen, and then maybe it's bad. I'm probably gonna wind up buying this palette, and I'm trying to talk myself. I don't need it, but I want it. You know you don't need it? I mean, none of us need this makeup, but I don't know if it's an escape from reality, or just because I love Natasha Denona, or just because I bought not a whole lot this year. I did get today, well today, let me show you what I got that just came in the mail. I got the Going Coconuts palette from ColourPop, and again, now this is more of the cool toned, but you still have, you know, this is a little, what, $12, $14 palette, and you do have oranges, and it's lighter, but you do have some chocolates in there, you know. So, and let me show you this other ColourPop palette. This one is even better. This is the Night Owl palette. I got this over at Ulta, and these are warm, coppery, and this is a great palette, and it even has got the brow bone highlighter, and it's a mix of mattes, and this is a beautiful copper on the bottom. So that Night Owl palette is really, really pretty, and I got that over at Ulta. So, and then again on the inexpensive side, the Warrior palette by Juvia's Place, which I just pulled out of my collection yesterday. This is a fantastic, very, very close, because you do have the reddish suntanny colors, but you still have got your chocolate, you still have got your brow bone, you still have got the umber transitions, and I think this is a very, very, probably the closest dupe that I have outside of Natasha Denona. So the Warrior palette is really nice, and the Warrior 2 palette it's an all matte palette, so this is more in line with being it's an all matte palette, but it's very complementary with the orange and the chocolates. So I almost didn't throw that in the mix here because it's not a dupe by any means, but it's a nice all matte palette if you just need some more mattes. So that's the Warrior and the Warrior 2. So Warrior 2 I probably shouldn't have put in this mix, but it does have some really nice mattes that would go along. So, okay, so let's talk about Pat McGrath. So Pat McGrath came out with, of course, the Bronze Seduction palette, and it is very, very beautiful, and it was an Allure Best of Beauty winner. But look at Bronze Seduction. I mean, that is a beautiful, you've got your mattes, you've got your shimmers, you've got your really pretty, gorgeous, coppery, bronzy shade, and then you've got some duochromes up here, and your special shades. So, you know, if you have Bronze Seduction, do you need Natasha Denona bronze? No. Why? Why do I still want it? And even Divine Rose 2 is pretty bronzy. If you look at it, I mean, if you take out and cover up your pink shade in the middle there, you've got a really pretty palette that you've got your peach and you've got your lighter tones, and you still have got your bronzy shades. So Divine Rose 2 is a really pretty bronze palette. And it's got the duochrome in it. So tough. So let me show you some more. And then there's the Naked palettes. Now the original Naked palette I think is a little cool. So let me just show it to you real quick, but the original Naked palette, it's not warm enough. It's cool, but still pretty summery, beachy vibes. You've got your golds and your more cooler tones, so I did throw that in there. Another cooler tone palette is the Sultry palette, which is not available anymore, but still pretty for summer with all the, you have got several metallics in a cooler format there. But anyways, that's sultry, but also great for summer. So then you go to Naked, and Naked Heat is a perfect warm, coppery, bronzy. So Naked Heat has got the really warm tones, and you do have here in the center, you've got the coppers, and you know, maybe we need to pull Naked Heat out and take another look. I know when I did, I was like, Jackie, you really don't need it, because Naked Heat has everything you want. You've got your brow bone, and you've got a lighter shade. You don't have to start, because this third shade over looks like the lightest color in the bronze palette. Oh, how do you like my watermelon nails? Aren't they cute? I did them myself freehand. They're kind of... I can't believe I did my nails myself, but anyways, those are, I mean, I do them myself all the time, but that I attempted to do watermelons. But aren't they cute for summer? But anyways, so this palette right here, Naked Heat, with is probably gonna be the one that might stop me from actually purchasing the bronze palette. So pretty. And then even Naked Cherry, because Naked Cherry is the reddish. So you still have some of these tones in here with Naked Cherry, because it's got, you know, here's like your magma matte red color, and you still have got some bronzy reds that, you know, are very sun-kissed. So Naked Cherry, and then you've got a, you know, your dark chocolate matte on the end. And then you've got your kind of peachy matte here. So Naked Cherry looks pretty good too. So I got a few more palettes to talk to you about, and we'll just wrap this up. Soft Glam. Soft Glam is really good as far as you've got your, there's your red matte there, there's your pink, there's your peach. It's got more mattes than shimmers in it, so you really don't have your shimmers. So maybe Soft Glam's not a good one to pick out, because you don't have any of the shimmers. So let's throw Soft Glam out, because you just have that pink and then you've got that gold, but all the rest are matte. So we're gonna throw Soft Glam out. That's not gonna work. Oh, that was another thing that bothered me, and I don't know if it's just for now or what, but the thing that bothered me about the palette is I watched Natasha Denona do her video, and she did her model, and it looked beautiful, but it didn't look like, I mean, it just looked like a brown eyeshadow look with a shimmer on the lid. And you know, she did the inner corner. I mean, it was gorgeous. I mean, definitely Natasha is an artist, but I don't think there's anything special about the colors. And the fact, and that was all she did, was the one eye look. There weren't like swatches. And so I was glad to see Trendmood swatches of it. And it's only available online, but maybe it'll be in store later. But when something's online only, again, you're buying blind. So I'm sure it's good quality, but you really can't look at the colors until you actually purchase it. And I'm afraid that if I got it, I would just go, oh man, I shouldn't have. So yeah. Couple more palettes to show you. This is the Bare Minerals Copper palette, and I think this is a really pretty palette. Just a small size, but you've got your mattes, and then you've got a really pretty coppery shimmer here. And what's nice about this one is that you've got a green, a moss green shown in, but that is that's a really pretty palette, and that's the Copper palette from Bare Minerals. Really pretty. And then, well, It's too bad Jeffree Star hasn't released a neutral palette, because I know he would be killing it. And so the only thing I could really find was the Thirsty palette, because the Thirsty palette has been my favorite summer palette for a long time. Well, for a couple years anyway, since it came out. But it has got this center row here that is all shimmers and bronzes, and you've got your brow bone, and you do have got your oranges, your transitions, and then you've got your chocolate down here. So, and then you've got a kind of a nude here. So if you've got the Thirsty palette, maybe dig that out, because that whole middle row is shimmers, from your dark, your chocolate brown to your golden brown, and this is kind of like your silver gold, silver brown shade. That's kind of reminds me of the shade that's in Sidecar from the Naked palette. And then you've got your gold, and then you've got your silver. So Thirsty's a good one. And there was one other thing I wanted to say about it, and about the palette, and I couldn't remember what it was. Dang it. I can't remember what I was going to say. Besides it bothered me that it was only available online. And I don't know if it's limited edition. It didn't say that. $65 in the plastic casing. And then last but not least, now this was the only one that does the Lorac Desert Unzipped palette. Now this palette has been discontinued, but I found it over at TJ Maxx. You could probably get it online. But what I liked about this palette is it's even got the purple in it. So this one has got the purple, although it's a different shade. It's not the dark, dark plum. But you've got your light, you've got your peach, you've got your deeper berries shades, and then you've got your browns, and then you've got your shimmer. So the Lorac Desert Unzipped palette was another neutral. So, golly, what was I going to tell you? I can't even remember. Oh yeah, I remember what I was going to say. I did not buy the Natasha Denona Biba palette. I saw it in store. I talked myself out of it, and because I have the Viseart Neutral Matte palette, and I really liked Biba because it's mostly mattes, but I did see it in store, and I thought, no, it's boring. But that was almost 2 years ago, and I still want the Biba palette. And then the gold palette came out, and I didn't want that because I didn't want 50 Shades of Gold and 2 greens. So I did talk myself out of the gold palette. So that was really good. But I have still wanted Biba. And a lot of people are saying that the bronze palette is a cross between the best of the Natasha Denona gold palette and the Biba palette. So I thought, well, because I'm kind of waiting for Black Friday, because on Black Friday, Natasha Denona usually has a 50% off palette sale. And I remember last year, I still didn't pick them up, but I remember her $129 palettes. She had them like a 2-for-1. And so I still would kind of like Biba. So I don't know. But I mean, bronze is half the price. Do I wait for a sale? Is it limited edition? It doesn't say limited edition, so maybe it'll be permanent, depending on how well it does, I guess. And I kind of like the idea of a summer palette. And I just now, with Pat McGrath, started to be able to like gold, because Pat puts gold in everything, and I'd prefer silver over gold. I wear silver more than gold, and I just like it. But I mean, gold looks good, and every time I do a look with the Pat McGrath with the gold in the corner of the eye, it does look really pretty. So I'm kind of warming up to gold. So I don't know. Anyways, that was what I was trying to remember that I couldn't remember. I finally remembered. Anyways, should I buy it? Brown is one of my favorite colors. I have brown eyes. I did the orange look today using, what did I use? And this is the end of the day. I just got home from work, and I used this shade as an all over, and then I went in with this orangey to deepen the crease, and then I put this tangerine shimmer all over the lid, and then I went back in and deepened it up with this. So probably the Sunset palette and the Naked Heat palette, and then maybe Metropolis would be the closest to it. But just the fact that we didn't know it was coming out. It's here. It's only online. Natasha only did one look. Anyways, that's it, I guess, for this one. Please like, subscribe, leave me a message. Sorry I haven't done any TJ Maxx videos lately. I've been going, and there's just really nothing I want to buy. These products I either already have or I'm not interested in. So there hasn't been anything from NARS yeah, so there's just, you know, it's going to take a minute before TJ Maxx amps up. So I apologize for y'all who are waiting for TJ Maxx videos. There's nothing I want to buy. I've been going, and I mean, it's basically all repeats. It's tutti frutti, and you know, I don't know if you guys want to see things that you've already seen, because that's basically all what it is. I'm struggling to find anything new. So if you do want to watch some TJ Maxx videos, you can go into my playlist and watch all my old TJ Maxx videos over the past year, because it seems like it's coming around again. The exact same things are coming around, so there's really nothing new for me, and nothing exciting for me to tell you about. But I'm going, so hopefully when the trucks start really rolling, we'll be getting some good stuff in. So anyways, okay, that's it for this one. Thank you so much, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.